All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to our latest explainer. Today, we're going to unravel a mind-bending mystery that is literally sitting right under your nose. I want you to take a quick second and look at the objects directly in front of you. Maybe it's your coffee mug, your phone, or the desk you're leaning on. We interact with this stuff every single day, right? We completely take for granted what they actually are. But today, we're putting on our philosophy glasses to decode the absolute fundamental nature of reality itself. We're talking the most basic building blocks of our physical world. It sounds heavy, and okay, yeah, it kind of is, but I promise by the end of this, you are never going to look at a simple piece of furniture the same way again. To give you a quick roadmap, here's how we're going to break this down. First, the mystery of ordinary things. Second, we'll ask, is an object a hidden substrate or just a bundle of properties? Third, the puzzle of properties and universals. Fourth, the solution in Plato's sky. And finally, nominalism and Aristotle's realism. Let's get to it. Part 1. The mystery of ordinary things. Let's peel back that first layer of the philosophical onion, shall we? I want you to ask yourself a deceptively simple question. What exactly is that table in front of you? I mean, obviously, you know it's a table. You use it, you probably spill coffee on it. But metaphysically speaking, when you point and say, this table, what exactly are you referring to? Are you talking about the wood, the rectangular shape, the brown color, or is there something else? Some kind of invisible underlying thingness that makes it a table? Well, here is the absolute kicker about how we perceive the world. Our senses, they reveal color, they reveal texture, but they actually do not reveal the thing itself. Think about it. When you look at the table, your brain is just processing specific data points. You see the brown of the wood, you feel a hard, flat surface. You might even smell the furniture polish. But your senses are only giving you those specific traits. They don't actually tell you what the underlying object truly is. You're experiencing its characteristics, sure, but the core thing itself, it remains somehow totally invisible to your eyes and hands. Wild, right? Moving on to part 2, hidden substrate or bundle of properties. So this whole invisible core problem brings us to a massive debate about what actually happens when we mentally strip an object down. First, let's get our terms straight so we're all speaking the same language. In this realm of metaphysics, actual individual items, like that specific table or your cat or your car, are called particulars. They're the literal things taking up physical space. On the flip side, the traits they possess, like being brown, having 4 legs, being round, those are their properties. Basically, a particular is a carrier of properties. But the million-dollar question is, how exactly does it carry them? Okay, let's try a quick subtraction thought experiment. Imagine mentally stripping away every single property of your table. Take away the brown color, remove the rectangular shape, subtract the physical weight and the solid feel. What is left? Well, one theory argues there is a hidden substrate. This is essentially a bare, invisible core, kind of like a metaphysical pincushion that holds all those properties together. But honestly, that's a bit weird, right? An invisible thing with 0 traits of its own? Because of that, the opposing view is what's called bundle theory. This argues that an object is nothing but a collection of traits. If you strip away the properties, poof, the object completely vanishes. There's no hidden core at all. According to this view, your table is literally just a bundle of brownness, solidity, and table shape all tied up together. Which leads us to part 3, the puzzle of properties and universals. Now, whether you buy into the hidden pincushion idea or the bundle theory, both concepts rely heavily on these things we're calling properties. And if an object is entirely defined by its properties, we really need to zoom out and figure out where the heck these properties actually come from. Think about red tomatoes, green apples, or round coins. You've seen a million round things in your everyday life, but have you ever seen just roundness? Like isolated? Can the pure concept of roundness or redness exist entirely on its own, just floating out there, independent of physical items? Or do these traits absolutely need to be physically attached to an object to exist? And this, my friends, brilliantly illustrates the mind-bending concept of universals. Universals are exactly what they sound like, traits that are universally shared. Think about this for a second. The exact same roundness can be in a coin in your pocket, in the steering wheel of your car, and in a planet a billion light years away, all at the exact same time. Wait, how is it possible for one single thing, a property, to exist in multiple, totally different locations simultaneously all over the universe? It kind of defies the normal laws of physics as we know them, doesn't it? To solve this immense puzzle of where these universals actually live and how they operate, humanity has been debating for literal millennia. And today, we're going to unpack the three major philosophical theories that try to make sense of the whole shebang: the Platonic view, the Nominalist view, and the Aristotelian view. Each one offers a wildly different lens on reality.
Let's start with part 4, the solution in Plato's sky.
Our first major theory takes us completely out of the physical world we know. If you look at this famous depiction from Raphael's painting, The School of Athens, you'll see Plato there, literally pointing up to the heavens. Plato argued that pure universals, like perfect roundness or pure redness, exist in a transcendent, perfect, non-physical realm. So, according to him, the physical objects we stumble around with here on Earth, they're just flawed, imperfect copies of those heavenly forms. Think of it like math. 2 + 2 = 4 exists whether humans are thinking about it or not, right? In that same way, Plato believed properties have their own ultimate independent reality way up in the sky. Which brings us to our final section, Nominalism and Aristotle's realism. Now, as beautiful and poetic as Plato's idea of a mystical sky realm is, not everyone was on board. This led to two radically different, much more grounded approaches. In stark contrast to Plato, we have the nominalist view. Nominalists basically look at Plato's heavenly forms and go, yeah, no, that is way too complicated. The nominalist argues that properties aren't actual real entities at all. They don't exist in the sky, and they don't exist as hidden things on Earth. Instead, they're merely names, or nomens, that we humans invented just to conveniently group similar things together. So a red apple and a red car just kind of resemble each other, and we invented the word red to describe that resemblance. That's literally it. Just a helpful trick of language. But then we have a really fascinating middle ground, championed by none other than Plato's own star student, Aristotle. The crucial point of Aristotle's realism, which is beautifully captured here by his hand gesturing downward, anchoring his book to the earth, is that universals are very real. He absolutely agreed with Plato on that part. But he strongly disagreed on where they actually live. Aristotle argued they exist strictly within the physical objects themselves, right here in front of us. There is no magical sky realm. Roundness is for sure a real thing, but it only exists inside the actual round coins and round wheels that physically make up our universe. When you put these two side by side, it creates this incredible visual synthesis. This metaphor pits Plato's heavenly forms against Aristotle's firmly planted feet, perfectly summarizing this epic, age-old battle over the very nature of reality itself. Look really closely at their hands. Plato points up to the abstract, basically saying reality is out there. Meanwhile, Aristotle places his hand flat, feet firmly on the ground, arguing, no, reality is right here in the physical objects we can actually touch. It is the ultimate debate. Is the true essence of a table found in some perfect cosmic blueprint, or is it grounded entirely in the actual wood and nails sitting right in front of you? To wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a genuinely mind-bending question to chew on. Imagine someone went on an incredibly thorough rampage and completely crushed every single round object in the entire universe. Every coin, every wheel, every planet just completely smashed flat. If every physical instance is destroyed, does the property of roundness itself actually survive? Well, a Platonist would say yes, it's totally safe up in heaven. An Aristotelian would say, no way, it dies right alongside the physical objects. And a nominalist? They'd say you just destroyed our whole reason for using the word in the first place. So if the universe was wiped clean of every physical shape, what happens to the blueprint? Think about that the next time you sit down at an ordinary table. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive, and keep questioning the reality around you.